Pedestal stand neck, remote control and instruction book pack. That is the pedestal stand base, heavy bit of metal. That's just a quick look at the TV from the front, side and the back. Remote control and instruction book pack. Setup guide taped to the outside. A single page of paperwork for your instructions. Go to samsung.com for the full instructions. Sound device comparison chart so you can compare your TV to what soundbar they recommend there. Figure 8 mains lead, right angled input to the TV, UK mains plug. CI card slot reader if it applies to you in your country, doesn't in the UK anymore. Treble A batteries for the standard remote and the standard remote I'll get a close-up of. Looking closely at the smart remote for 2025, power on and off at the top. That's like a macro button, it'll take you to settings, channel numbered, coloured buttons and more. That's a click to search button using AI, so watching a program, press that and it will do a quick AI search on the content you're watching. Voice command button, cursor arrows left, right, up, down and enter. Back button, home button, play pause button. Press play pause, you've got fast forward and rewind using the cursor arrows. Volume rocks up and down and in for mute. Channels rock up and down and in for guide. Then you've got quick fire, Netflix, Samsung TV Plus, Prime Video and YouTube. Flip it over, solar cell on the back there. If you leave it face down, it'll keep the charge topped up or top it up a bit more, and if it runs all the way flat, you've got a USB Type-C socket there as well, so if it's completely flat, plug in your phone charger and you can charge that up. Close up of the standard remote, power on and off at the top, source or input button, channel numbers, teletext not in the UK, pre-channel takes you to the previous channel. If you toggle in between say 1 and 5, press pre-channel, it'll flip backwards and forwards between them. Volume up and down, channels up and down, mute button, guide button. You've got a Netflix, Prime, a Samsung TV Plus and YouTube quick access button. Home button to the home menu, cursor arrows left, right, up, down and enter. Return button, take you back step by step. Exit will take you all the way out of a menu. Coloured buttons for apps and media playback, whatever they refer to. Then you've got a settings, so shortcut to settings there. Info button, audio description and subtitle button in tiny writing. Then you've got play, pause, stop, fast forward and rewind. Also apps and media playback, you can pause, fast forward it and whatever. Bit of pressure on the back, pop that cover off, AAA batteries into the back. I'm quickly showing the quick setup guide here because it shows you from the 43 to the 85-inch QN90F, the different dimensions on the key here, what they refer to there. So if that helps you, pause it and you can look at the info. And further down, we've got the VESA mount patterns as well for those different size TVs. So that's the pedestal neck. Pop the cover off the back, like so. We've got a clip-on cover there to hide cables. Inside, a couple packs of screws, and they will be M4x14mm screws there, 2 packs of those. You can just see the through holes there for the screws to pop through to attach to the TV. Tab's still okay. Heavy metal base here. You can see we've got a tab there for the neck to attach to the base. Also some threaded holes for the screws. Turn it over. We've also got these rubber pads here to stop it slipping around and sliding. On the base we've got this metal hook pointing up, and that's to locate the neck on. So if I pop the neck on there, I'll just zoom in a bit. With 4 of those M4 screws we can just drop them into the holes. And there, just quickly wind those in. Well, nice and sturdy, and that's ready to go on the TV. TV is now laid on a large flat surface. I'm using the box. So the idea is the box is bigger than the screen, no pressure on the screen. Still got its plastic and screen protector on as well, so it can't get marked or scratched. I'm going to drop the camera down to pop the pedestal stand on. Probably doesn't show on the camera with the angle I've got, but 2 slots there for the tabs to go into, 4 threaded holes for those M4 screws that I've lost. Got 2 tabs on the pedestal neck, so they go into the slots like so, just to help it locate. Drops down, 4 screws into the holes. Quickly whip those in. There we go, and that should be nice and solid now. Right, just to help me demonstrate it as well, I've got a figure 8 mains lead here. That's the AC or mains input. And we've got these grooves on the back we can tuck cables into, so it'll grip them, keep it looking tidy. Tuck the cable into the appropriate grooves. Okay. Once the cable's tucked in the groove, we can just push it into there. That's the neck cable cover, so we just pop that on there, and that should clip on like so, and it just tidies the cables coming out the back. That's all it is. So you bring your HDMI's, aerial cable, network cable from the other side, tuck them down the appropriate channels as well. Just gonna zoom in and look at the connections down the side. So we've got USB 5V half amp, USB 5V 1 amp, so you can attach a portable hard drive to there and record programs. Digital optical audio out, HDMI's 1 to 4, HDMI 3 is labelled eARC, so that's enhanced audio return channel. Connect your HDMI to your audio device, soundbar, whatever. It will control that audio device, turn it on and off, and also do the volume through the TV, so you don't need to use a separate remote control. And as far as I'm aware, all of those are 4K at 120Hz. Okay, LAN or wired internet. And then we've got twin sat, so you can watch and record there. You've got a twin satellite tuner, so you can record 2 at the same time as well. And we've got a twin Freeview tuner, so you can record 1, watch another, or record 2 at the same time. Right, onto the dimensions. Got a nice sensible pedestal base. It is quite wide, but better than some. So at its widest point, it's 52 centimeters or 20.5 inches. Depth from the back to the front is about 21.75 centimeters or 8 5/8 of an inch. Whatever it stood on to the bottom of the TV, 65 millimeters or 6.5 centimeters, and that would be about 2 5/8 of an inch. To the top of the TV, 70.5 centimeters or 27.75 inches. Width across the top, 111.5 centimeters or 43 7/8 of an inch. At its thickest point, the TV itself is 27mm thick, so quite a nice one for wall mounting. Looking at it from the back, the VESA mount pattern is 200mm by 200mm, and you probably get away with 15mm M8 bolts by the time you've got your bracket arm and a washer on it. That should be good. Okay, bottom of the TV to the centre of the first VESA mount hole. It's about 23.5 centimeters, maybe 233 millimeters if I'm being exact. So that's centre of the hole there to the bottom of the TV. TV is now wired to wired internet, aerial and mains. Going to do the peely thing, then turn the lights off and get it going. Nice. So one immediate thing I do notice, and it probably don't show up on camera, but it's quite a sort of matte effect screen, so imagine that's the anti-glare layer there. On camera I've got powerful LED lights above it, and there's only the tiniest bit of glare coming off, so that is doing quite a nice job.
Scan the QR code. If you have a remote control, select the right button to start the setup.
Okay, so press the button, you can see it pairing in the top right corner. Just going to knock that sound down. So if you've got a Samsung account logged in on your phone, you can scan the QR code and it will log you in automatically to the TV, Wi-Fi details, everything. I'm going to do it remote control, step by step. Turn that brightness down.
Let's get set up.
So,
to enjoy your screen, just follow a few setup steps.
Alright.
To use the accessibility feature,
I'm going to go retail mode just for the start, so I get the retail demo. Once I've had the retail demo, the rest of this video is going to be on home mode. And it is UK. Oh, UK. And this is the channel tuning, so for me it is terrestrial, aerial on the roof and digital. Got a wired internet connection. It does have Wi-Fi as well. I'm just going to agree to all and OK, but you can go through and consent to the bits you like. So here, create your own Samsung account. It's free, and if you don't do it, you can't use the smart services. So once you do it, you can use the smart services that are already pre-installed, plus you can download more from their app store. Logged in to the Samsung account so I can use the smart services. It's done the software check, TV's all up to date, so I'll continue. So here it's telling you about adaptive picture mode and adaptive sound. So what it can do is look at the content that you're viewing, and it's trying to optimize the sound and the picture to be as good as it can be for that content. But I am going to do this on standard, so we'll say later. Some stuff it does work okay on, some stuff not so good. Green can be a bit overbearing. Going to select Bixby for the voice control, and I'm going to skip that. So when the screening is off and a user's detected nearby, it will give you a wallpaper display of time and weather and so on. Amazon Prime, click that, scan the QR code, it'll link your Prime account. And that's a quick look at the pre-installed apps. You can also select those free from the top to add, but that'll do for me. Pop a pin in for future setups. And pop your postcode in for regional programming. I'm just going to pick Freeview Lincolnshire there, or Yorkshire and Lincolnshire. Okay, so that is now the home screen. It's come up with region select for the channel tuning, so that's what the aerial's picked up. My region here for my aerial is Yorkshire and Leeds. Okay, and I'm not going to press anything. I'll just sit here patiently and wait for the retail demo to come on. Going to go to settings, all settings. Holy shit, that is bright, so bear with me. Go to general and privacy, and down to usage mode. Just going to put that down to home mode, so picture's a lot less bright. While I'm on this screen, I'm just going to do some of the settings. So again, on general and privacy, power and energy saving, I'm going to turn off brightness optimization. So that's the auto backlight there. That's sensing ambient light in the room and adjusting the backlight accordingly, but it will change your picture settings. So I'm going to turn that off. Motion lighting off as well. Auto power saving is off. Screensaver I can leave on. TV auto power off. In store I'm going to put that to 8 hours. At home, turn it off, do whatever, but it's the inactivity standby timer, so if you don't press a button for so long, it will automatically turn it off, and that's that message coming up on the screen saying your TV is about to turn off. Okay, external device manager, CEC is defaulted to on, so that will control your other devices linked via HDMI to the TV. And just going to come back out of there, go to advanced features and start screen options. So when I start the TV up, I want it on the last input I use. So the start with the Smart Hub Home I don't want. I want it to come back on Netflix, whatever. I turned it off on multi-view casting. If I'm casting my phone, I want it full screen. Okay, and picture mode, I'm going to put to standard. So it is very bright on standard. Just going to turn my camera down a touch. There we go, and back. And the only other thing on expert settings that I sometimes do is picture clarity settings. I'm going to go to custom, and I'm going to turn noise reduction off, even though I haven't noticed it on this TV yet, but when people say about soap opera effect, it's things moving around quickly. So I'm just going to take this off the screen now so we can see that is standard definition TV. I'll just turn the sound up and then I'll go to HD TV.
Yeah, a markedly different tone, I think, in terms of this conversation. A shorter conversation, and also one where he admits that really peace isn't anywhere near around the corner. We do know, of course, that he's been
I'm just going to flick down to HD TV.
30-day pause, but there doesn't seem to be any appetite for that. Also, we're seeing tonight that Volodymyr Zelensky is intervening in this discussion as well. He's not directing his comments immediately at Donald Trump, but I think it's clear where he's talking. He's saying that
same channel but in HD.
He's giving the middle finger, in his words, to those who hesitate to increase pressure on Russia. And he's also saying that the powerful, if they don't stop Vladimir Putin, then they share the responsibility. Now, we know that Donald Trump, because he said so, has a red line in his head beyond which he will walk away from this. He hasn't said precisely where that is, but I think the sense tonight is that we're getting ever closer to it. And if that comes along with the end of military and financial aid to Ukraine, that could be incredibly serious for them continuing the war.
Gary, thank you. Gary O'Donoghue there. Some pensioners who used to receive the winter fuel payment will get it again this coming winter, the Chancellor revealed today. The government announced last month that it would expand eligibility for the benefit, but didn't say whether...
While that's on in the background, I'm just going to press the guide button in, have a quick look at the TV guide. So you can see the green vertical line is the current time, and I'm on BBC One HD. So you can go up and down using the cursor arrows to go up and down in increments of 1, or we can use the channel up and down button to page up and down, like so. We can see what's on now and what's on later. If we've got a hard drive attached, we can go across and I could record New Peston. Or if I wanted BBC News and Weather on standard definition BBC One, press enter. And it's giving me a warning there that do I want it in HD or SD. I'm just going to go for SD for the sake of it. And that is now standard def. If I press the back button, it will go back to the HD. So using the back button, it will toggle between those channels there. Pretty cool. Okay, going to launch a quick football demo.
Stadium in Singapore, they take on the Italian champions, Juventus. Spurs include the likes of Dele Alli, Heung-min Son, and Toby Alderweireld in their starting 11. Juventus versus Tottenham Hotspur, a fixture many on in this kind of area. Heung-min Son for Spurs. Clark slipped it in terms of form from that moment on. It's a Mandzukic great ball. He directed it to the correct corner. And those two working again. 4 on 3 here for Spurs. Son, well laid off, and Buffon makes a fine save, and it's carried in by Eric Lamela. Troy Parrott denied on the first attempt, but Lamela was there to beat Buffon. Spurs have been the better team, and on the half hour, they lead Juventus. The foul to me on the edge of the penalty area, we play on. And Pjanic, Higuain, well worked, Gonzalo Higuain goes it, and he is a true finisher, and he's done it against Tottenham Hotspur before in the Juventus shirt. The man back from Chelsea has made it Juventus 1. DeCilio up against Walker Peters. A good cutback, and it's deflected into the net. And Ronaldo has his goal, and Juventus have turned this around. They now lead by 2 goals to 1. And there is the iconic celebration of Cristiano Ronaldo. She's out to win the ball in the Juve half, and what a pass for Lucas Moura. He's assisted the equaliser. Spurs are back level against Juventus. Great work by Ndombele, and Lucas Moura has stabbed it into the net. What an immediate impact. Brilliant work again by Walker Peters.
Well, he was excellent in terms of his hold-up play. I can see him being there's an opportunity here.
Kane, what a done! What a goal to win it! Szczesny's caught out. Harry Kane has scored the goal of this tournament. That is extraordinary. Tottenham Hotspur 3, Juventus 2. How did he come up with that? Very special indeed.
Bit of 8K cars in 4K. Okay, if I can go to the left there, I can see my profile at the top. Got search, got art mode like the art TVs, which is pretty cool. Daily plus. You've got game there, so you can stream, connect to Bluetooth, Xbox, whatever controller. You can stream games directly to the TV without a console, so that's a pretty cool touch. Even if it's fun games for you and your mate when you're having a beer on a Friday night, that sounds quite good. Down to the home, or you've got connected devices there. Settings, where you can go to all settings, and you've got your AI mode or quick settings there. Privacy choices. If I go across to the right, you've got for you, you've got what's on live, and you've got your apps. So go to the apps, you can download more apps there, going down. Okay, then across to for you, you've got what's been now playing, popular searches, Isle of Man TT, etc. going across the top. Then you've got your Atlas, SmartThings, Samsung TV Plus, Live TV, Netflix, Prime, Disney Plus, ITVX, YouTube TV, well, Apple TV. You can cast or mirror your iPhone to it, as well as Android phones, Now TV, Rakuten, All4, Bixby, Internet Browser, connect to cheap Bluetooth keyboard and mouse. You can browse the internet there, My5, and you can edit that list to make it your own. Going down, some different headings there. Murder mysteries, if people are into sort of murder stuff. Reality TV, entertainment, celebrating pride, period drama and soaps. And you can go down, continue watching. I'm always confused about because I've not watched any of those. It's a new TV. Top series, top movies, popular games. So loads and loads of content recommendation there. So if you're ever bored, there's all the free stuff. You've got that Samsung TV Plus as well. It's free, and there must be 1,000 or so IPTV channels there that you can watch for free. So all in all, one of the best 4Ks from Samsung. Well, one of the biggest premium 4Ks, apart from obviously you've got the 8Ks whatever above and the 9.5. Didn't look too much different to last year, to be honest, apart from that screen's got a lot more of a matte effect for the anti-glare, and it did look to work quite well when I had the lights on as well. So in the daylight, especially bright rooms or rooms with lights on, it should diffuse that glare quite well, and that's what they call the anti-glare screen. So 50 inch at the moment. It is quite expensive. It'll drop towards the winter as always, and it is at $12.99 with a 5-year guarantee currently in the UK. And that is all for now.